So, very good morning to all of you. Today, we will discuss about the immunology and the immunotechniques. So, it is one of the most important topic of your area. So, first we see the what we have to study. Okay, in this particular subject. So, this is the course outline. You have to go through the component of the immune system, that is again divided to innate immune system and the adaptive immune system. There are cells of the immune systems, then the organs which are involved in the immune system, that may be the primary or that may be the secondary lymphoid organs, then the major histocompatibility complex, then the immunoglobulins, and how the immune cells are activation, that is the B cells activations and the T cells activation, and their involvement in the disease clearance or the pathogen clearance. So let's start with details. So first, what is immune systems? So immune system is known as your defense mechanism, just like the soldiers in our country. So the immune systems consist of the different type of the cells, some different kind of the chemical molecules called as the cytokines. Okay, so these are the group of the molecules or the cells. Okay, which fight against any foreign pathogens. That pathogen create the disease. So that's why these immune systems are activated upon the pathogen entry and clear these pathogens and make us disease free. So that is the immune systems. Then we see the what is the component of the immune systems. The entire immune systems is divided into two parts. One is the innate immunity and second is your adaptive immunity. So innate immunity is known as the native immunity. That means you have in this immune system is derived from the mother or from the birth, right? So it is non-specific. Okay, when you talk about the non-specific, that means immune system does not distinguish between the which is the particular bacteria or the particular virus, any pathogen. It can act against any type of the foreign pathogen or the bacteria or maybe the virus. So it is a non-specific. So it is the first immune systems or the first systems which act against the disease. So it is considered the first lines of the defense. But most important thing is that it does not keep the memory cells. Just like you realize that when you are infected with any type of the measles or the viral disease or the any disease, our immune system stores the memory. So that's why for the at the second time of attack, okay, it can produce the antibody easily and fight against the pathogens. But the innate immune systems does not keep any memory cells. It is the duty of the adaptive immune systems. So different type of the cells which are involved in the innate immune system, those are the macrophages, which is known as the professional phagocytic cells, natural killer cells, neutrophil cells, basophil cells, and the dendritic cells. So we'll go in details about the each cells in the future, in the further slide. Then the second is the adaptive immune system. So adaptive immune system is the acquired immunity. Acquired immunity means when the body of an organism exposed to any foreign pathogen or the bacteria or the virus, okay, now the body will try to produce the antibody inside the body. So that is another, it produces the antibody or it develops the immune systems according to the exposure to the different pathogens or the bacteria or the virus. So that's why this immunity is developed, okay, according to the experience of the immune system. So that's why it is known as the acquired immunity, and it is highly antigenic. And its second point, you can see this is the antigen specificity. So antigen specificity means suppose one bacteria attacks to the cell, okay, so antibody can be generated to particular antibody. So that's why the antigens, what do you mean by the antigen? Antigens mean these are the any part of the fragment of the your pathogens which can induce the immune system in your body. So that is known as the antigen. So that's why when the bacteria, a particular bacteria or a particular virus attack or invade into the cells, the adaptive immune systems can act against this particular bacteria and the particular virus. So that's why it show the antigenic specificity. Second, next point is the diversity. There is a different type of the virus, there are the different type of the bacteria which cause the different type of the disease. So that's it. But as we know, first we discussed that these adaptive immune systems act against a particular bacteria or the particular virus. So that's why it has so much diversity. Second thing is that it has the capacity to recognize the cell and the non-cell cells, right? So when you know about the autoimmune disorder, what happens in the autoimmune disorder? In the autoimmune disorder, our own immune cells act against us. So that means at that particular time, okay, so immune system cannot recognize which is our cell or which is the foreign cell or the non-cell cells, right? So it is the duty of the adaptive immune systems in a normal human being or the normal organisms to identify which is the own cell, which is the non-cell cells. So that is the most important part. Second thing is the different type of the cells, just like the B cells and the T cells and the natural killer cells are involved in the adaptive immune system. You can see this diagram. Okay, here the two part is there. One is the innate immunity and the adaptive immunity. These are the cells: macrophages, neutrophils, dendritic cells, eosinophils, basophil cells. These are the cells of the innate immune system. And the natural killer cells, B cells, T cells, are the cells of the adaptive immune systems. So what is the function of these B cells? B cells will produce the antibody against the particular bacteria, okay, and it keeps and also produce the memory cells. So these memory cells in the memory and adaptive, that is the region adaptive immune systems keep the memory, but the innate immune system does not keep any memory. So it is the natural killer cell which is the common in between the innate immunity and the adaptive immunity. Then we go in details about the innate immune systems. So first we know that the innate immune systems is derived from the mother or from the birth. So is that it has the different type of the components, just like the physical barrier. You can call it the, yeah, our skin or the mucosal membrane. So this trap the bacteria or the microorganism. The sweat, the different type of the pH can degrade the bacterial cell wall or the microorganism. So that's why these are called as the physical barrier. So these are the known as the first lines defense. Then the chemical barrier. If the microorganism when pass through the physical barrier enter into the cells, then there are different type of the chemicals molecule, or you can call it as the chemokines, interleukins. Okay, so these are secreted by the different type of the immune cells to uh, kill the microorganism or make the cells pathogen free. So these are the different type of the chemical mediators. Then another important, the pattern recognition molecules or the receptor, that is the PPR, right? So these are the cells, okay, which recognize the pathogens. That means if suppose you take the example of the bacteria. Bacteria have the exotoxin and the endotoxins, right? So bacteria, the exotoxin can be detected by the receptor that is in the cell, that is known as the TLR, toll-like receptor. So this TLR receptor is known as the PPR, pattern recognition molecule, and it recognizes a particular pattern of the protein in the bacteria. So that's why it is a one type of the matching, or you could just like your key and lock theory, right? So there is a particular pattern in your microorganism, and to recognize this particular pattern, there is a receptor in on the cell surface. So when this particular bacteria or the microorganism come to this particular cell, due to these recognitions, okay, the cells knows that now I am the infected. So it can direct the signal to the immune system, so that the immune system will be activated to clear the pathogens. Just similar, the acute phase protein are synthesized by during the infections, and these proteins are not synthesized mostly in the normal time. So that's why this acute phase protein will indication of the infection, and the immune systems are activated to clear the pathogens. Then we go to the components of the adaptive immune systems. These adaptive immune systems, this is the acquired immune systems. This is developed according to the experience of the immune systems. So this is divided into two types. One is the active immunity and the passive immunity. Active immunity can be the natural. Natural means when there is infection, then the body automatically induces the antibody productions. That is the natural. When the artificial, that is the vaccination. You see in the coronavirus phase, okay, our body has not exposed to the coronavirus previously. So that's why in the very beginning, okay, we cannot synthesize the antibody. So that's why we are vaccinated. Vaccinations means some part of the virus or the some part of the pathogens are the injected to our body. So that's why the our own immune system can recognize this pattern and synthesize the antibody. So that's why when the next time the coronavirus or any that particular pathogen enters into the body, so already the antibody are already present in our cells, so they can come to fight against this particular pathogen and the virus. So that is the artificial. That means body does not know about the particular pathogens. You have to give the informations to the immune cells to the vaccination. So that is the artificial. Then is the passive immunity. Passive immunity means when the one, suppose, just like you can take the example of the similar the coronavirus cases. You know, when there is a treatment, okay, the antibody from the corona recovered patient can be injected into the severe patient. Why? Because that patient has that recovery patient has already developed the antibody against the coronavirus. That means when a particular organism is immunized, that means already developed the antibody, that can be transferred to a non-immune organism. So that's why the non-immune organism can be immunized by taking that particular antibody. So this is the one type. When be the natural, when the maternal antibodies, okay, you know the IgA, which is present in the mother's milk, which is transferred to the baby. And the artificial, the monoclonal antibody therapy, when the antibodies cannot be synthesized in the body, okay, due to defect in the B cells, we can inject the artificial blood. So that is the um, part of the artificial passive immunity. Okay, so all about this. This is the very simple. This is the very basic about the immunity or the different components of the immune systems. So in the next, we will go to the details in the B cells maturation and the T cell maturation. Thank you.